Hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my overview of Forever Skies. So if you're not across it, I do overviews on this channel. I just have a look at the first 2 hours of a game. It's a Steam refund window. Steam says you can make up your mind about whether you want to keep a game or not in that time. I think that's a pretty good rule. Probably not going to change your mind about a game 20 hours in from how you felt 2 hours in. So short punchy video, broad strokes info, keep it around 10 minutes and you can make up your mind on your own. So this is actually in early access at the moment. You can check it out, but it's about to go 1.0. So I've been playing it in the 1.0 branch. I don't think I ever put a video up on the channel. It didn't make it. So I played a little bit in early access and I remember being, quite impressed and also thinking, well, I'll check it out at 1.0. So after dipping back in and playing some more of it, I gotta say this is really cool. In a space where, survival crafting sort of games, they can be kind of a dime a dozen. This sits in the more, we might as well say it, it's closer to Subnautica. It draws inspirations. I'm pretty sure they're using the same voice over for the computer and all that. So if you like Subnautica, if you like single player survival craft with a narrative component type games, you're probably going to lap this up. That might be enough for you to just go get it. Anyway, I'm really enjoying it. As someone that doesn't really go into this genre so much, a lot of it's multiplayer and very rinse and repeat. This is great. This is single player centric and it's very, very polished. There's been some changes that even I noticed from my limited time in the early access launch build. For example, you used to craft sort of these like mounted guns on your ship to harvest resources, but now it's this hand pump little hand laser thing. Anyway, so there's been some changes, but generally speaking, the core of the game is intact, which is to say you're a dude kind of on an internalized doom timer. There's some sort of virus wiping out the human race. It's one of those sci-fi trappings that you see occasionally. You're from like a super advanced space ark in orbit, I guess. You're part of a science team going down. You're trying to find the cure, save humanity. But essentially, Earth is a post-apocalyptica and it's a return to Earth. It's uninhabitable. Now, post-apocalyptic, most people think Mad Max, deserts, that sort of stuff. Not so. This is much more nature gone rampant and overgrown, to the point where the setting is very unique in that at the denser, lower atmosphere, at ground level, you're gonna die, right? It's unbreathable. Oxygen or, virus, I'm still not even very clear, but for the sake of structure, you can't go down there. So you need to live above that really dense atmosphere. And you do this by essentially commandeering your own skyship thing, little Zeppelin, future Zeppelin that you build out, and that's your base with your crafting in modular blocks. And you skyhop it from, high point of interest, Assassin's Creed style, I suppose, because these things poke up above the atmosphere. It's very clever, and at first you might not see it, but once you get your hands on it, you start to realize this is more of a seafaring, The Long Dark or Subnautica. A bit strange, Subnautica's submerged, right? But this is almost like you're on top of an ocean in a way. Like a lot of your fishing for food, right? These dust moths, you have a mechanism that you hang off the side of your ship, you lower it down in there and it catches food. So it's kind of like sky fishing. If you lower the altitude on your ship too much, you'll start taking damage, etc. So you got to stay above it. And a lot of, the upgrade systems built around your ship are things like turbines and that to get you higher lift so you can get to higher points even further up in the atmosphere. And it's cool, like you'll get extended visibility as you get further out of the dust cloud or whatever the hell it is. So it's really clever sci-fi that lends itself to not just an interesting and intriguing world that you want to learn more about and you want to get involved in, but also it marries that with mechanics, creating something totally unique and original in a genre that is kind of bloated. I'm not really sure where the virus cure thing's going, because again, it's very early days, but I'm kind of hooked, right? But your dude's doing the Far Cry 2, I have malaria, coughing, spluttering kind of thing. Boo-hoo, poor me. So following a paper trail, there was an expedition team previously before you, and they've left little notes. Maybe a dude went insane and sabotaged it, was hearing voices. So you're trying to figure out what's going on there. I believe at a certain point you start doing almost little away team missions down into the dust, probably with an oxygen rig and all that, but I can't really speak to that because it's still, let's say, slow burn. It's still teaching me a lot of the mechanics. There are survival staples, so you've got a health bar, but then on top of that you've got food, water, and rest. So you have to manage all of those. It's got some really cool little micro loops, I use fidelity a lot to describe graphics often, but there is a certain high fidelity to the feedback loop of the controlling and the touching lots of buttons and having something to do. An example would be if you wanted to get fresh water, what you need to do is have like this filtration system that draws it from the atmosphere out on the side deck. People love it when I say deck because they all think I'm a Kiwi for some reason. But you go outside on the scaffold outside your ship and you place this kind of water condenser. You have to create a filter that's sort of a discardable, usable, consumable component to it. And you let it run makes its noises, pumps away, and it starts drawing in dirty water. And if you've got a canteen in your inventory, you can just click on it. It'll auto-fill it. And then you have like a water filtration machine. Maybe you put that on the wall inside your base and you put the dirty water into that and it filters that and you can have a look at it. And it, like I said, there's this sort of exaggerated design style. Reminds me of things like Carrier Commander 2 or even Shadows of Doubt. Even though they're more pixel arty, there is this exaggerated readability to the machines that you're interacting with. So you can see it slowly transform into clean water and you can fish that out. And if you want to cook the moth that you caught from before, you have to go through that whole loop, lower it down with a lure that you build and bring it back up. And then you put it in this sort of oven thing and you put your cold water in there or clean water and you boil it all up. So, there is a fiddly but involved and engaging. See, fiddly's not the best term because that's disparagement. That's not what's going on here. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of little beep bop boop, little touches and pokes and prods, but it's rewarding and it's involved. And yeah, because of the nature of this essential eternal dust storm, there's resources blowing past, much like Raft, actually. I can't believe I only just thought of that now. There you go. Raft is a seafaring game of a similar strength. So it has a little bit of overlap with that. I'm sure that's probably been driving people nuts that I didn't mention that, but I haven't thought about that in a long time. I will say, at least with a lot of Raft, you do flow with the current. This, you have a bit more control. You've got a cockpit and a sort of helm, and I've just built like a radar thing and put that on the wall, and that's showing me points of interest that I can line up with. It's all very readable and playable. And anyway, my point is, it's really good. It's always a roll of the dice releasing into this sort of space. Every single day, some up-jump game dev is going to start developing a survival craft game that's going to be exactly the same as all the rest, and yet they somehow think that they can manifest success through their efforts. My point being, for the 90% of them that are just shovelware copy-paste slop, this is not that. This is really good. I'm really enjoying it, and I look forward to sort of unraveling the mystery. One of those scenarios where the gameplay loop is robust enough and interesting enough, the world that it's in is unusual and curious, that it's now got me invested. And once you're sort of invested on the back of those parts, then yeah, I'm ready to follow the breadcrumb trail and figure out what your story is all about. Anyway, team, check it out. Might just leave it there for the time being. I'll catch you guys on the next one.